It's a team that is terrific defensively, obviously, when you leave the country and force turnovers, and we double our turnovers tonight, which led to, 23 points off our turnovers. That's really hard to survive, so hats off to them for being able to execute their game plan, coming out with a W in our arena, which is really hard to do historically, and especially when you have a nice crowd like that. Questions?
Coach, you mentioned the turnovers and had a season high 17 and 9. They scored 23 off of those. How difficult, how do they make it so difficult to play against?
Yeah, their opponent shoots the 6th most free throws in the country against them. So they just outlast you with that physicality. And I'm not saying it's that the referees miss calls or anything like that. I'm just saying you gotta be prepared to fight through the physicality the whole 40 minutes because they're going to keep doing it. And we did a great job in that El Paso doing that. But we changed our scheme a little bit. We're way more aggressive on Caden, and we'll see more of that. Like, again, everyone copies a different scheme against us, so I plan on seeing more.
Coach, you mentioned the physicality. What do you guys do to counter that? Is there anything that can be done? Is it mostly just schematics and preparation? How do you go about that?
Be as physical. I mean, again, guys, we don't lose much in here. I think Bill said it was the 9th loss in the last 97 games. So I know we're not used to it, but UTEP played better than we did, coached better than we did. So, that's the story. You can't give them 23 points off turnovers. You just can't. That's not how we're built. When they're laying it up at the rim with no contest, it's really hard to survive.
How much does that make it challenging as well when you guys go on runs to sustain that type of a run, just given how physical UTEP was?
Every game's a challenge. It's Conference USA. It's 40 minutes, so even when we're victorious, it's a really tough game. It's a challenge. So again, I think digging a hole is really hard. You got to adjust to how the game's being called, and the game was called differently. So we got to respond to that. We got to do a better job of it. And, there was a call on the baseline that John's a terrific official that. And we had that momentum going, the crowd got into it. It doesn't go our way, they get a layup at the other end, and then they get another layup off of the turnover. So, and that's where we got to have the maturity to respond and be able to. But again, you go from having a chance to make it a 2-possession game to they're up 12 again. It's a long road back.
You got it down to 8 there, and UTEP team, had that missed out of bounds call, and they scored 2 straight buckets. It seemed like they just kind of, were able to fend off your run as you guys kept trying to call back in.
Yeah, they made some uncharacteristic shots. They shot over the top of us at the elbow. We played pretty good defense. They shot better from the 3-point line than they have in a while, but they had a lot of juice, a lot of freedom after coming off a win at Jack State, and they played like there was nothing to lose. So again, that happens in basketball.
And offensively in the paint, what were they doing well that made it a little bit tough to defend in there tonight?
Well, they clogged up the paint. They wanted us to throw it out and then run our shooters off the line. And again, we have schemes for that. And they just didn't execute it well enough tonight.
And on the flip side to that, their effectiveness getting to the rim, how much of that was just the mindset that they play with?
Oh, that's everyone plays that way against us. Try and get it to the rim, get to the paint, get to the line, play over the top of the smaller guards. That's everybody's scheme in this league. So again, our advantage on the other end is how selfless we play and how connected we are. And it's just an uncharacteristic stat line. We're not going to win many games with 9 assists and 17 turnovers. We're not built that way.